Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homestead. I'm Mike, and today I'm out here getting some chores done that I've been needing to get done. Pressure washed the patio, letting it dry right now. I got to get it sealed, get the concrete sealed for the winter, and I had to clean out the chicken coops. Good, pretty much cloudless day out here today, lots of sun. That's why I'm kind of standing here in the shadow with my little equipment building, because it's just too bright out there to do this on a camera, on a cell phone camera. So I got the chicken coops cleaned out and everything, and brought about 4 buckets full of, 4 tractor buckets full of litter over here and dumped in my compost pile, and that's what I want to show you. So, you know, instead of buying compost at the store, you can get local or commercial tree trimmers in your area. As they come through, you can request or even call them to see if they'll dump a couple loads of wood chips there on your property if you got a space for it, because they're always looking for a place to dump that stuff. And it's very beneficial to you, because all you got to do to that pile is when you cut grass throughout the spring and summer, you can throw your lawn clippings on there, you can throw your table scraps, and anything that'll pretty much compost. Even paper products will break down in that. And you just turn it every so often, because as it breaks down, it produces heat. So, you know, it'll steam on cold mornings, and through the cold days, it'll produce steam because of the decomposition and everything. But after about 9 months, you've got a great product for your garden beds or your garden. As a natural compost, natural fertilizer and everything, and it's a great growing medium. Say that fast. But that's what I did today. I brought, like I said, about 4 buckets full out here off the tractor, and I created a bowl in the top of this, and I'll walk over here, get out the sunlight. What I did was I pushed all this around, set it down, and then I dug kind of like a little bit of a bowl in there, just pulled back with the bucket on the tractor, and that's where I dumped my chicken litter. And after I dumped the litter in there, I started pushing up on top of it and pulling it back and just kind of mixing the whole thing up, and that allows it to mix in real good, and it doesn't just set on top of it. And what that will do is that'll allow that chicken litter to compost in there with it, and put a bunch of nitrogen in this, because one of the things about having a compost pile like this that's not covered is the nitrogen will seep through excuse me, as it's produced, and they say it'll go right into the ground. Now, I don't know to how much or loss you're going to actually have in nitrogen with it not being covered. Building an under roof thing to put compost piles in is just not something on my have to or need to do list right now. So what I am doing is just I keep turning this every couple times a month is what I try to do it. And you want to keep turning it in that way. You just don't get a big soft spot in the middle and everything. You want to turn it around and turn it over and everything, and let it compost pretty much, as thoroughly as you can and as completely as you can, getting as much of the pile in there as you can. But like I said, 4 bucketfuls of chicken litter in there today. You don't want to put chicken litter straight onto your garden, because the high nitrogen content will burn your plants. Let me switch back here. But turning it over like that and allowing that to compost, now come spring, that'll make a perfect dress for the top of our raised beds and everything. And what I mean by dress is I could put about 2-3 inches of that on top of what's already in there. And I also plan, before I do that, is I just get a bunch of leaves raked up and blown up into a pile, and I'll hit them with the mower and mulch them all up. And then I'll put those in there on top of the beds, and some grass clippings and stuff for the winter. Cover those beds and let that just cook through the winter, and it'll absolutely cook. It'll produce heat from the breakdown and decomposition process, and that'll give me a great base for in the summer, or in the late spring, early summer when we do plant. And I can then come in with this and just put this on top of that, and I've got now the near perfect growing medium for my plants and stuff in the winter or in the summer. So I've got a mountain of this stuff, believe it or not, on the other side of my property over there. I believe it was March or April, they were up through here. The commercial tree cutting company was coming up through here, clearing off the electric lines and stuff. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, you guys need a place to dump that?" They took full advantage of it, and you should too. If you've got a place in your yard or anything on your property where you can get some a couple piles of this dumped, I would highly encourage you to do it, because all you got to do is just rake it around a little bit every once in a while. You can dig a little hole in there, throw your table scraps in there. You can even compost paper products and stuff. So it's a good way to help kind of keep things out of the landfill, and help improve the biology of your garden and your soil and everything for growing your plants. And there's no chemicals. So, and that's the best part about it is, you know, they're not spraying before they're cutting. They're just coming in and cutting and clearing, and they're chipping it right there on site, and they're bringing it up here and dumping it. So, and this is all mostly hardwoods. That's what we have around here. There's very little pine in there. There is some pine in there, but very little. They say you don't want to use all pine because it's pretty acidic. I don't know. I'm sure after it breaks down after a while, it's probably not going to be near as bad. But, you know, as I cut grass through the year, I come out here and I dump my grass clippings on there. And, you know, any other thing, like when we processed our meat chickens, the 2 times we processed meat chickens this past summer, all of the innards and the feet and the heads and feathers and everything, I made a little bowl. It all got put in there, covered up, and it's just been rotated through. So any animals that do die, like chickens or something like that, if they die naturally, or something gets them, they go in that pile. And that just helps with the decomposition and the compost and the quality of it for when we use it to grow our plants and stuff in the summer. So something to consider. You can reach out, ask your local or your local commercial tree trimmer and see if you can get a couple loads of that. And like I said, it'll take about 9 months. It's a little bit of effort, but when you got to buy that stuff by the trailer load or by the pallet load to fill your raised beds and top your raised beds off, this is a lot cheaper and a lot more economical, and you know everything that's going in it. So that's it for today. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of touch on that and let you guys see. And it's not, especially if you got a little tractor or something like that with a bucket on it where you can turn this stuff over, this is a big pile. But you know, we're going to be adding to our raised beds again in the spring and the summer, so that's the whole purpose of this pile. But like I said, there's a mountain on the other side of the property that I'm just letting decompose, and I will have use for that. But this is great stuff. And like I said, you need a place for your grass clippings, put them in there, mix it in there, because they'll all decompose and get you a great growing medium. All right, folks, that's it for me. I got a lot to do. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cool out here. We've had frost the last 4 or 5 mornings here, or 5 mornings now. Mid-20s every morning, good heavy frost. That's what we've been waiting on. Leaves are definitely coming off the trees now, as you can see behind me. And I got the chicken coops cleaned out today. That was the one thing to do. I got the patio pressure washed. I'm waiting on it to dry because I got to seal it for the winter. And let's see what else I can get into today. I'm sure there's all kinds of trouble I can get into. Hey, folks, give us a like. Big thumbs up right there. Leave us a comment. Subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when I put new channels out, and you can stand there or sit there and listen to me blabber my jaws while I'm trying to get my chores done. Take care, folks. God bless.